3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they all came down to the Ladybug's picnic to Sesame Street song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they all came down. And we're off. It is Monday, October 23rd, 2023 AD. Press 1 if it sounds great. Press 2 if there's problems. I don't anticipate any. Press 3 if it's a little iffy, but you think it's good. And we're going to get going. I hope you enjoy this show, guys. Hope you find it helpful. Lord. What will we cover? There's a lot of Israel-Hamas, Israel-Palestine, drama from people who have nothing to do with the situation, especially these ladies, these women. Shout out to the ladies, but you just... a mess. I came across some interesting back patting themselves on the back. Hake's not very flexible. Patting himself on the back. Bill Clinton, from way back when he was president. Did you know that Bill Clinton was once president? Greta Thunberg is one of the ladies who's for Palestine, I guess. And Israel removed her from their heroes list for her climate activism. ISIS child terrorists. Speaking of throwbacks, I have some screenshots of like little babies, little ISIS babies, and little young, can't even tell if it's a boy or a girl. Little ISIS propaganda thing from 2015. Probably he's a young man now. And maybe some other things, fake heroines. Not the drug, the female heroes, heroin. And some other mess, all right? And your calls, if you'd like to call in, everybody. But anyway, everybody, let's get right on with the show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I'm wearing a shirt from my mom. She gave it to me. It says "Be still and know," and it's in a nice forest green color. I think it suits me, even though it does look all Christian. And don't be dismayed by my use of the term Christian with a little bit of feeling, because it looks sort of, you know what I mean, it looks Christian. Has sort of a script font, a squiggly line, more like a curved, graceful line right before the B and right after the still, in like a script handwriting font, and it says, "And to know that I am God." Not me, but God. The one true God. Very feminine font, says John Frederick. Yeah, that's what I mean by Christian. It's kind of like that potpourri Christian stuff. But anyway, it's still a cool message, and it's, I don't know, maybe we need to make a Be Still and Know God Bond t-shirt someday. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, I'm the producer. Speaking of t-shirts, I did make the mildly attractive t-shirt. I made one available in black for the guys. Is Mr. Mad, is Madman, the real Mr. Mad in there. It's the real Mr. Mad. So you can get yours. It's might be not the style that you want. I did make a tri-blend as well. So I added those versions. Christian handwriting is very feminine. Yeah. It's terrible. But let's get started. Bill Clinton, a little history lesson for you guys. Or should I say her story, because he's a beta mama, male Democrat. Pfft, embarrassing. I understand being a Democrat from like the 60s, back when Democrats had more sense. Maybe the 50s or 40s or something like that. They might have had more sense back then. But nowadays, being a Democrat to this day, please. I was trying to look up Justin Childers' Friday coffee info. He went to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. And I mentioned what he said, Justin Childers. When Clinton was president, he said there would be 3 great events in America. 1, the Revolutionary War. 2, the Civil War, and which was evil. And great in terms of greatly evil. And 3, the whites becoming a minority. Greatly evil, in my opinion. But I don't think Bill Clinton was talking about that like it was an evil thing. So I searched that line. I searched, along those lines. I Googled it. I went to the Uncle Google. I did my Googles in obedience to the American anchor baby, who I don't think he went live on Friday like he was supposed to. His flight was canceled. You just can't get good service from the airline industry these days. It's even affecting the anchor baby. But catch him later today. He will be live at noon Pacific time. Fingers crossed, right? But he does his Googles, and I do too, even though Google is evil. So I did not find him saying that, but I did find him saying the D word. The D word, diversity. Oh, where's my spittoon? Check this out. I have these screenshots in the folder there. Bill Clinton legacy, Hassan there. At the end of his term, he put out this PDF. The internet was fairly new. His vice president, Al Gore, invented the internet. Did you know? I think he said that he invented it. And it became a big joke. President William J. Clinton, Jefferson Clinton. Sort of awesome names for being such a beta, right? Ruled by that gal. 8 years of peace, progress, and prosperity. This is this PDF. A little handout. Key accomplishments, timeline of major actions, historic economic growth. That's what people claimed made him great. The economy was great. He balanced the budget, whatever that means. Lowest crime rates in a generation. I don't think that's thanks to him. I think that may have been left over from the Reagan revival of morality a little bit. Did Reagan revive morality in America? I don't know. Somebody said that he brought a lot of morality back, even though he was one of the worst presidents, according to my government and economics professor or teacher in high school, who had a Che Guevara. My high school teacher had a Che Guevara and Beastie Boys posters in his classroom. And he thought FDR was the best president and Reagan was the worst. But he admitted that Reagan brought a lot of morality back. I would name my teacher, but I don't want to get him in trouble. I'm so tempted to name him because he has an interesting name. But I liked him. Improving the nation's healthcare. Improved it so much Obama had to come back like 8 years later and push his mess. Yeah, right. Unleashing the new economy. I was told when Bill Clinton was in office that he was a chameleon, a political chameleon. He had no values. He just went with whoever was in charge and doing right. So he might have been a more reasonable man than the betas who came after him, like Obama, Biden, Evil Joe. Okay, so check this out. He enacted, let's see. Go to the next one. Go whichever one you want, Hassan, and I'll just follow your lead. Oh, by the way, he had some remarks. The Office of the Press Secretary in the White House, remarks by William Jefferson Clinton on affirmative action. July 1995. Wow. You guys remember July 1995? That was right before my freshman year. I turned 14 a couple days before that. 14 years old. My fellow Americans, in recent weeks, I have begun a conversation with the American people. This is a long speech, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. about our fate and our duty to prepare our nation, not only to meet the new century, the year 2000, or afterwards, really, but to live and lead in a world transformed to a degree seldom seen in all of our history. Much of this change is good, he claims, without evidence, but it is not all good, and all of us are affected by it. We must reach beyond our fears and our divisions. Speak for yourself, evil Clinton. Evil Bill Clinton. And our divisions to a new time of great and common purpose. Communist buzzwords. Communist buzzwords. What a sick person. Okay, next screenshot. I'll follow Hassan's lead, because I gave him a bunch of screenshots, and they're in no particular order. What a mess. But this is just some throwback stuff to Evil Bill. Oh, look at what he touts. The teen birth rate. You guys remember teen pregnancies being an issue? Some of you older folks? Lowest teen birth rate in 60 years. This is one of his supposed accomplishments. Oh, Bill Clinton made the women have fewer babies. Yeah, right. In his 1995 State of the Union address, so-called President Bill Clinton challenged Americans, supposed Americans, to join together. We need to do this together, not be responsible, ladies, in a national campaign against teen pregnancy. Why does the government think that the government is the solution to the ills of evil society? The government contributes to the ills. The birth rate for teens aged 15 to 19, and by teens they don't just mean blacks, but blacks disproportionately, of course, aged 15 to 19, declined every year of the Clinton presidency from 60.7 per 100,000 per thousand teens, 60.7 per thousand teens in 1992 to a record low of 49.6 per thousand in 1999. Well, I will have you know that his female, black female, what's the health thing? Surgeon General? Pushed for people to be doing the big M. The big M. And by the way, they were also passing out the C word, condoms, in schools and churches during the Clinton mess campaign stuff. Sick. So they're not lowering teen birth rates, teenagers giving birth, by being moral. They're lowering it by getting people into basically like pornography and still having the S word but with the C word, condoms. So that's not moral. And now we have fewer young people having the S word than ever, but that's not because they're turning moral. It's because they're turning all shy and gay and whatever else. Giving them condoms and turning them all gay, that's not good. Obama should get a pat on the back. Give Obama a pat on the back for abortions supposedly going down during his term. People not even having the S word, sex. They're just into pornography, LGBT, other degenerate non-reproductive acts. Big bump. Surgeon General Elders. Can't recall her first name. Yeah, she went crazy because I think it was a big controversy because she said to do the M thing was healthy or something like that. Bill, birth control, Clinton. Yeah. Anyway, so that's not a good thing. Okay, next supposed accomplishment from evil Bill Clinton from the before 2000. He paid off $360 billion of the national debt. I'm laughing because unless I see a TR, trillion, then I don't see any national debt being paid. Between 1998 to 2000, the piddly couple of years, the national debt was reduced by $363 billion. That's the largest 3-year debt pay down in American history. Well, money was worth less, so money wasn't, and actually it was worth a lot more then than it was now. So that might be a lot of money, but that was partly because I think the Republicans pushed him to do that. I'm not sure. Look at this last line if you're looking at the video feed. We are now on track to pay off the entire debt by the year 2009. That didn't happen. The debt has like tripled or something. What was the debt? I think it was something $4 trillion or $3 trillion or $2 trillion or something. And then Obama brought it to like 10 trillion. Trump brought it to like 20 trillion. And Biden has it at like 30 trillion. Crazy. That didn't happen. Bringing the entire debt down by 2009. No, because we had a so-called compassionate conservative, which means not conservative, George W. Bush. Compassionate conservative. That means it's a conservative who's into his feelings. He's a liberal. You know, George W. Bush had a lot of social spending, and he did a lot of war spending, which was not all that beneficial to Americans. In fact, it was probably very detrimental all around for the world around. Maybe helped some, of course. And then, of course, Obama came in office in 2009, and what did he do? He doubled the debt. Psst. Okay, next one. National debt. Did you know that even in the late 90s and early 2000s, they were talking about diversity? Most diverse cabinet in American history, Bill Clinton, the president. Who, Hillary? They were saying that Hillary was president, and Bill Clinton was just the do what she says. The president has appointed more African Americans, women, and Hispanics. What is this? The Trump is this the Trump presidency? To the cabinet than any other president in history. He appointed the first female attorney general who was not a Christian, I don't think. Is that Napolitano? Jenna Napolitano? What is that, an Italian or some other unchristian person? Not normal white? The first female secretary of state. Oh, maybe that was Napolitano. I can't keep track of these people. And the first Asian American cabinet secretary ever. Psst. That's not an accomplishment, that's evil. By the way, though, this one was the very last supposed accomplishment listed on his big old PDF list. PDF is look at this whole list. I mean, this is not the whole list. This is the beginning of the list. Largest economic expansion in American history, more than 22 million new jobs, supposedly. Like, presidents don't make jobs. They just get out of the way so the jobs can rise again. And most of them don't even do that. Only Trump did that. Lowest unemployment in 30 years. Raised edumamification standards. Oh, yeah, like the education's so much better. Give me a break. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. Is there any others? Is that the last one there, Hassan? Nice. I think that's it. So that's your little history lesson. We were not based in the 2000s, even though people were calling each other the G word. The G word didn't even exist. You know, gay. I had somebody arguing with me saying the 90s were based. No, they weren't. Anyway, fast forward to today. Greta Thunberg stands for Palestine. I meant to get to this on Friday. She posted on IG, Instagram. Greta Thunberg, you know, the climate activist, mentally ill Swedish child, but she's no longer a child. She's an activist, 14.6 million followers. And I do mean followers, people who don't think for themselves. Does anybody think for themselves? I don't know. On her Instagram, Greta Thunberg, autistic climate justice activist, she calls herself. Born at 375 ppm. You know she's trying to prove that she's autistic by saying that. What does 375 ppm mean? Anybody know? I don't know. RestoreNature.eu/en/take action is the website that she wants to promote to you guys. Check that out. Restore Nature. Our fight to hashtag Restore Nature. The EU, European Union, Nature Restoration Law. Historic opportunity to bring nature back to Europe. Europe already has nature. You're not bringing anything back. Anyway, so that's what she's promoting. Here's her posts of recent. Free Palestine with her girlfriends, supposedly. Free Palestine. This Jew, a Jewish young lady, sitting with her holding a sign. These activist gals. This Jew stands with Palestine. Climate justice now. Stand with Gaza. Greta Thunberg. And then she has other instances of her being a busybody, doing this protest stuff, doing sit-ins or whatever, and checking out beautiful destinations, sitting in front of, some nice architecture, polluting the view of this nice architecture with signs that say stuff in activism in other languages. Okay, next one. People, not profit. People, not profit. She's holding a sign with a whole bunch of words on it with her, I think that's her, with her little jacket tied around her waist like she knows what she's talking about. They're standing outside with in the rain with raincoats and what are those things? Umbrellas, color matched to their stuff. Holding their signs. Ooh, they're dedicated. Dedicated to suckerdom. Don't say that word too much, kids. Let's see, what else is next? Bunch of propaganda that they're pushing out. It never ends. The situation of Afghan... This is from her Instagram. The situation of Afghan climate justice activists 2 years after the Taliban takeover. And you can read about it on her IG. Authors stage mass walkout of Edinburgh Book Festival. Edinburgh is in Scotland. So they're polluting Scotland even due to fossil fuel links. I can't actually, in good faith, continue blah, blah, blah. I'm walking out. Climate action now. What else? More climate action now. Posts in front of beautiful scenery. Bunch of stuff. Okay, so here's her Free Palestine post on IG. Week 270, whatever that is. I have no idea what that refers to. Don't care. Today we are striking in solidarity. Communist buzzword. With Palestine and Gaza. Trump used solidarity with Israel. Okay, so, but he's a Christian communist. Okay? Christian communism. We call for an immediate ceasefire. I kind of personally agree with the ceasefire thing. These people, I don't agree with these people. I disagree with the ceasefire thing, I think. But I don't know. Justice and freedom for Palestinians and all civilians affected. I suggest the people around there work it out. And then, she cropped out a portion. Oh, this is funny. I don't have it. I do not have it. But I have seen that she actually cropped something out because there was a picture of her with a stuffed animal that was an octopus. And you're not supposed to have an octopus anywhere near where Jewish people are mentioned, because the so-called anti-Semitic trope, they call it a trope, right, is that some of you anti-Semites say, oh, those people have their tentacles in everything. Octopuses have tentacles. They have arms all over the place. You know, when a gal is, cover your ears, kids, but like making out with a guy, and the guy has his arms all over the place, it's like I was kissing an octopus, because he's touching her everywhere. So wrong, right? So gross, degenerate. Well, that's that they think that octopuses get their tentacles in everything. So I gather that that's what the trope is. What is a trope? I don't know. It's like a stereotype, a stereotypical reference or something. Interesting, huh? Sort of. Well, so she got rid of that. And she wrote, what did she write? Let's see. It has come to my knowledge that the stuffed animal shown in my earlier post can be interpreted by some as a symbol for anti-Semitism. And she spells it all with one word. Kissing up with no hyphen in it, anti-Semitism. The activists want you to spell it with all one word. It makes it seem more official, like they're officially full-blown real victims, rather than with a hyphen in which it seems like a made-up word, which it is. It's a made-up word. I was completely unaware of. The toy in the picture is a tool often used by autistic people as a way to communicate feelings. Whoa. We are, of course, against every type of discrimination and condemn anti-Semitism in all forms and shapes. This is non-negotiable. This is why I deleted the last post and she reposted it with the crop. So she's a kiss-up. Kisses up to people's mess. Phony victimhood stuff. I wonder if I can find the thing where, okay, I did find it. Let's see. Hold on, give me a minute. She is, wow. She was removed. I'm going to paste this into the folder there, Hassan. 2023-10-22. Hopefully it's in the folder there. She got removed from Israel's education thing. Education ministry from Jerusalem Post. This is a screenshot. Purportedly real. I think it's real. Mayan Jaffe-Hoffman. Education ministry removes Greta Thunberg from curriculum after her support for Hamas. Ian Miles Cheong posted it, who's an independent journalist. So I generally trust that this guy's given us good information. Ian Miles Cheong. I reference him a lot. He says, he quotes the people as saying, this stance disqualifies her from being an educational and moral role model. Like she was moral and educational before? I don't think so. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't paid much attention to the substance of what she says. And she is no longer eligible to serve as an inspiration and educator for Israeli students. So her IG posts made her no longer moral. Terrible, huh? She's no longer a climate hero. I'm shaking my head. There's a lot of this drama among the ladies. Go to new folder there, Hassan. Israel-Palestine war. Drama. Be human. This, I don't know where this is. It looks like it might be in New York or some similar big city. Be human, it says. Stand for Israel. Paid for by Israeli-American Council. They're not implying dehumanizing language, right? It sounds nice, but it seems like potentially not nice. I, for once, do stand for Israel. Shout out to Palestine. But be human. Are they saying that you're not being human if you're... That's kind of dehumanizing. Potentially. That was shared by LP Original G. who has interviewed JLP before. He finds interesting info on Twitter. I hypocrite. Here's another one. A gal got doxxed. Let's see. Pro-Palestinian rally. Doxxed. It might be at the bottom of that thing there. He shares this screenshot of this post on X by Twitter by Vicegrad 24. A blue check mark. Thankfully to Elon Musk, that means nothing. Other than that they're paying $8 a month potentially. Or $6 or whatever it is. To X. They share this photo. I think it's an outlet from something. They share this photo from a pro-Palestinian rally in Warsaw. Shocked the world. Vicegrad 24 has identified the young woman in this photo, and it has a photo of a rally somewhere, right? Warsaw. Warsaw is in Poland, right? Poland? Warsaw, Poland? I don't know geography. And they dox this gal. Dox as in find her name and what she's into. They didn't use her, they didn't post her address or her phone number or email or social security, or they didn't try to like swat her, but they doxed her. They identified her. Showing something that's like controversial. When it's controversial, I suggest if you're like the mainstream media, maybe you shouldn't be so eager to identify these people. And it's a, mildly attractive, maybe smiling, blonde-haired woman with dark roots, but she could be like a dirty blonde. Meet Marie Anderson. Maybe I should have blocked that out. Don't harass her, guys and gals. And don't hit her up saying, hey, girl. She's holding up this sign. I presume they're talking about this gal, this blonde gal who's in the center of the picture. And they're holding up this sign that says, keep the world clean. And it has a figure of a human being, like an icon photo of a person throwing stuff in the trash. Keep the world clean and throwing the Star of David in the trash. It looks like the Israel flag in the trash. What? So you're saying throw Israel in the trash? And then her friend somebody who's standing next to her is holding up a Palestine flag. Palestine is recognized as a country by some, but not all. So they dox this gal, Norwegian medical student. She looks Norwegian. I knew a Norwegian girl once. One of my friends tried to set me up with her. We went to Disneyland. I took them all to Disneyland. They were traveling the world. Traveling America. Drove in their car. The car idled at like 70 miles an hour. It was a messed up Oldsmobile, I think. Mildly attractive, looked kind of like this, but I don't think her name was Marie Anderson. I don't remember. She was my first Facebook friend because it was like early, mid-2000s. But anyway, yeah, Norwegian gal. Medical student, a woman medical student, Medical University of Warsaw. Keep the world clean, throw Israel in the trash. What? Kind of like keep the world clean, throw the trash away. Throw the trash in the trash. Don't be a litter bug. Don't be a litter bug. But I get it. She's not saying necessarily throw the people in the trash. She's just saying that they're causing mess in the world. I understand. Leave her alone. People are all caught up in arms and gals are taking sides when they shouldn't be taking sides. They can't help it. They've been brainwashed to be all politically worrying their pretty little heads, And I disagree with her, of course. Don't throw Israel in the trash. Okay, you know who else is doing a mess? And then I'll get to calls. Okay, guys? Real quick. Let me cover this. Laura Loomer. You guys familiar with Laura Loomer? She's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show before. She was all active. I became somewhat aware of her, Laura Loomer, when she And Jack Posobiec confronted the people doing the Julius Caesar in the park. And Julius Caesar was dressed up like a Trump, and they stabbed Trump to death in the 2017-ish area. And Jack Posobiec was an activist who's, I don't think he's been on the Jason Lee Peterson show, but Laura Loomer has. And she's like, stop political violence on the left. Well, she's an activist woman. I don't think she's Christian, but she's sometimes sort of Christian friendly, I guess. How is this woman allowed to practice medicine? She posts. Laura Loomer, activist woman. She ran for office in somewhere. Jewish, I think. Yeah, pretty sure. How is this woman allowed to practice medicine? I am 100% reporting her. And so this woman, Laura Loomer, is going after another woman named Dr. Anastasia Maria Loupis from some foreign country, who posted and then deleted a post on X, Twitter, of a, I guess this is maybe purportedly charred baby remains. You know, there's a lot of propaganda about children being charred and, you know, burned to death by the different sides in Israel and Hamas, right? And don't zoom in on this meme, but it has a meme of that. There's another trope, this Jewish guy with the hook nose and smiling face and like rubbing his hands together. Ooh, yes. The scheming Jewish guy's money grubbing meme, which I, of course, disavow it. But she posted it and then deleted it. Well, so Laura Loomer found that outrageous. How is she allowed to practice medicine? What does that have to do with medicine? I don't know. But Laura Loomer posted this in response. As many of you know, America is the only country with a First Amendment. A First Amendment. Show the next one that's on there, because that's kind of an ugly picture. It's not the case in other countries, especially not Denmark, where Dr. Loupis, this other woman who's against Israel apparently, against Israel's on their war with Hamas, I guess, is a practicing physician. I suspect she will be losing her medical license soon, and even if you take this away, the fact that she is using her position as a medical doctor to make fake medical diagnoses of Jews online to smear them as mentally ill. Oh, because this gal thinks that Laura Loomer is mentally ill. I don't know, Laura Loomer. I think you're taking this a little too far. I think you're participating in two devils fighting. Smear them as mentally ill is a violation of the Hippocratic Oath. You know, the Hippocratic Oath, do no harm. Do all doctors around the world take that oath? You cannot falsely diagnose someone online in an effort to smear them. She needs to be reported for abusing her medical license. Her behavior is dangerous, highly illegal as a medical professional. So hate speech, so-called, in Denmark is outlawed by the penal code, colloquially known as the racism paragraph. Racisme paragrafen. Denmark. I'm part Danish. I didn't know Denmark had hate speech laws. My grandma was Danish. Rest in peace, Grandma. She was going to move back to Denmark if Hillary Clinton won against Trump. Thankfully, Trump won in 2016, not in 2020, guys. Calm down. And beat out Hillary. So my grandma didn't have to move back to Denmark, but she would have jumped out of the frying pan into the fire because Denmark is a mess. Outlaws threats. Well, I mean, threats, you shouldn't be threatening, right? Mockery, though. Outlawing mockery and degradation against groups defined by race, skin color, and they spell it the British way, color, nationality, ethnicity, religion, or so-called sexual disorientation. They call it orientation. No, it's a disorientation. So lame-o Laura Loomer, this unchristian gal, is using the unjust laws of Denmark to go against this woman who's maybe being kind of hateful, but let people hate. You're only spreading hate when you don't let people hate. You notice that? It's supposed to work on your own hatred, not other people's. And it goes on and on and on. So skip down to number 5 there, Hassan. Dr. Anastasia Maria Loupis. She's one half Viking, one half philosopher, doctor of medicine, MD. Opinions are my own. And I think she became prominent because of the vax, or, the China virus. I think that's when she became kind of prominent. I don't even know if that's really what she looks like. Anyway, and then Laura Loomer, investigative journalist, founder of Loomered, host of Loomer Unleashed, Project Veritas, former operative. America First, feisty Jewess, she calls herself. Receipt Queen, from Florida, or in Florida right now. Show the number 6 is Laura Loomer's profile there. 2 gals, needn't be worrying their pretty little heads, arguably pretty, Okay. Stop it. Oh, here's another piece of her activism, number 7, and then I'll get to calls, guys. Man, I spent 12 minutes on this. Watch, on September 5th, 2018, I disrupted a congressional hearing where former Twitter CEO and founder Jack Dorsey was testifying. I was auctioned off, whatever that means, escorted out of the hearing by Capitol Police at the request of Republicans on the committee. I've been vindicated, she says about Elon, and tags Elon Musk, because she's talking about how Twitter was evil. Is this the same gal? Maybe I'm confusing her with somebody else who got herself banned from Uber and Lyft by saying, I can't find a non-Muslim driver in New York or somewhere. She posted that on Twitter. She tweeted that on Twitter when it was called Twitter. And she got herself banned from you gals. Oh, and here's Dr. Anastasia Maria Loupis, her number 8 there, Hassan, and then I'm done. Promise, guys, promise. Allegedly posted, I would advise everybody to stay away from Laura Loomer. She's mentally unstable. She threatens people. She's evil and capable of anything. To my best knowledge, she's mentally ill, says Dr. Anastasia Maria Loupis. Loupis. Probably butchering her name. I'm naming her after a disease, that wolf disease that women often get. I'm beginning to understand why even the conservatives don't like her, says this gal. And so they're just bashing each other. Gals, girl fight. Terrible. What a mess, huh? Not good. William is in California. You guys can call in. William in California, how you doing, man? Thanks for calling and holding.
Sometimes. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Yeah, man. Hey, did a little something this weekend and got on the plane for a change and went out there to Austin, Texas. And those schools with the protesting, huh? I think, that's the Longhorns. That's University of Texas down there.
There's protesting down there?
There's protesting all over the country with these colleges.
Oh, yeah. I want to say dumb. College students don't know anything.
Those degrees are not worth anything, James.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
It's not like when we went to school, but I can tell you.
Even when I went to school, I don't think it meant much.
They probably were going downhill since probably the 80s, early 80s,
Yep. Terrible.
But I just really would like to know, okay, what do these people that started a flat-out war with a country that has a legitimate military versus a bunch of unguided rockets that are, by the way, still dangerous, but what do they want? Because what's her name? What's that Congresswoman, loudmouth?
Rashida Tlaib. Yeah.
What do they want? I mean, I keep hearing this ceasefire demanding sometime in our lifetime and this and that. What do you want? It's just all I want to know.
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be a ceasefire. You see, they're tearing up the campuses right now, James. And I didn't go to Austin for the no football game. I went down there for the Formula One race, Circuit of Americas.
Wow.
And the pit pass and the high roller package, the Paddock Club package is what I've always wanted to do. So me and my best friend, he's in Dallas, we met down there. We went to that. So you get all in the pits and you get to see how they dial the cars and all of that stuff. Forget all that. What do they want? Because I got off the plane in Austin, all these colleges everywhere. You walking through crowds with this you're protesting this atrocities of Israel.
Yeah, I've heard
turned out
stuff.
to be all a lie.
Is it all a lie? I've heard that. I saw a post from somebody who said that Israel is losing the propaganda war. Cassandra McDonald, who is a gal who has done some decent, so-called journalism work.
Yeah.
Used to be kind of liberal. Now she's sort of more independent, pro-Trump, I think.
Right.
Cassandra rules on X. She posted this. I don't think Israel knows how to handle losing the info war this badly. In the past, only a handful of people.
I don't think they're really thinking about it. I think I told you they're being deployed from all over the world, and they are talking about mopping that place to death, man. They're talking about really going in there doing some serious damage.
Yeah.
And I think the the USS Ford, the Gerald Ford is out there. I think it's 2 carrier groups out there.
So is that American aircraft carriers in support of Israel?
Yeah, battle group. Or a strike group, what you want to call it. It's a bunch of stuff. That's a lot of submarines. That's a lot of AWACS planes and fighter planes and bomb. That's everything. You got a fighter. You got a battle group. That's serious. They got 2 of them.
That makes me think that America is concerned because there's a lot of American soldiers in the Middle East in different places, and Middle Easterners are getting nervous, and some of them are even fighting with Israel, not just Hamas. There's Syria allegedly is getting. Syria got bombed by missiles shot at their international airports in Aleppo and Damascus, according to CNN, or the Skim. I read it in Hake News. They got attacked by Israel. Whoa, what's that about? I mean, I don't keep up with this stuff.
You get the north, and they're gonna protect themselves up in the north, and Iran is threatening to get involved, and we don't have no strong leadership in the White House right now at all because he's actually, he's kind of responsible for letting all this stuff happen. But if Iran
so
gets
Syria
involved, they're saying
Syria and Lebanon are north of Israel.
Yeah,
and they're
you got Jordan.
Fighting.
What's that? Jordan's southeast, right?
I don't know if Syria is fighting, but Syria got attacked. And then Lebanon has Hezbollah, who have been trading gunfire with Israeli soldiers.
Yeah, well, they're talking about these others may need to be dismissed.
I heard that Israelis were evacuated from that northern area because of the fighting with Hezbollah. Up there. What a mess. I don't know what's going on over there. I think the men over there should handle it. Situation.
The men over there are getting ready to handle it. I mean, they're just waiting right now. I think it's a weather issue right now because I think they're talking about actually just going ahead leveling the whole Gaza Strip. Now, you've actually started something that's going to make you homeless. It's harming you. You voted
weather?
for this. I think they were talking about the weather. They're getting ready to really tear this thing up. They said this is a major siege. This is not going to be a hit and run.
It's 77 Fahrenheit over there.
Yeah.
What do they mean weather?
It's pretty nice now, right?
Yeah. It's a high 83. Oh, no, the humidity makes it, I don't know. High humidity.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's humid.
It's kind of sandy-like.
Yeah.
Over there. But what's her name, the girl? Say her name again.
Rashida Tlaib. Rashida Tlaib.
Yeah. I didn't even know this. This is the girl that Donald Trump, when he was campaigning, told security, get her out. Remember that? And they put their hands behind her back and she was jumping up and down, screaming and everything.
Oh, really?
I forgot that was her. Yeah, before she got in office. Oh, shit, that's her.
Trump ejected Tlaib from where?
Yep, from one of his rallies.
Are you sure?
It was hilarious. Yep. Just before, I think before she was in office, though.
2016 video. Okay, 2019 report from Roll Call. Conservative websites resurface 2016 video of Representative Tlaib confronting Trump. She got elected in 2018, I think.
Yeah, so she
targeted her and
yet.
other 3 female Democrats of color last week, back in 2019. Oh, yeah, the squad, the lame-o squad.
Yeah.
Multiple conservative websites sympathetic to President Trump on his ongoing feud with 4 Democrat female congressmen of color, so-called color, anti-white, posted a 2015 video of one of the squad members disrupting a Trump event in Detroit. You guys are crazy, said Tlaib, who was not in Congress at the time, Rashida. Yelling at attendees as she is being escorted from the event by security guard leading her by her left arm. Wow, I did not know about this.
It was epic.
She was being
She
booed.
was screaming and hollering like her husband went upside her head. Police!
You're an
police.
animal. Get a job. A person yelled at the crowd at her.
Man, it was epic. And look, this race I went to, man, this thing costs a lot of money. There's a packet that you get the catering and everything, and you get the area that's standing above the pit area, and you can see the cars dialing in and everything. And there's all kinds of celebrities because they're going to think you somebody. They don't say nothing to each other. Nobody. You're just looking at the cars. Now, here's the deal. I told my boy, I said, hey, man, is that such and such? Is that such? He says, yeah, ain't nobody talking to each other because they figure if you up here in this area, you are somebody. I said, we just fans. He said, yeah, just shut up. Look at that. I said, who is that? He tells me, he say, I think that's Miss Israel. James, she is fine.
Whoa, I disavow. Oh, you're talking about...
Yeah, whatever.
So
she is bad, James. You pull her up.
I know, but a lot of girls are pretty. That's not news.
No, pull up Miss Israel.
No, I'm not going to do that. This is a family-friendly show.
Yeah, no. She's really respectful. She's
okay.
Black. She's a nice-looking chick.
Okay, so an Israeli and a black Jewish Israeli Miss Israel is pretty.
Miss Israel, she's nice-looking. I think that's it. Man, I think that's her right there. I'm like, golly, if it is, Lordy. Yeah, she's good-looking, dude.
Okay.
She's not mildly attractive.
Okay.
She's good-looking.
Nice.
She's good-looking. So what do they want? Let's just talk about that, because the blacks, you're already in the news for tearing up everything and stealing. We don't have to talk about
say
y'all
they'll
right
never
now.
be happy, man. They'll never be happy.
No, they ain't going to be. But you know what? They're going to get done. I don't know if they'll get done exactly the same way, but the Palestine situation is similar to the blacks here in America. Everything you vote for hurt you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everything
I totally
the blacks
do.
Vote
That's
for,
what happens. You self-sabotage when you're angry and all worrying your pretty little head about politics.
Yeah. Everything they vote for here, black people, is not good for them.
Right.
They did that out there in the Gaza Strip. Now, I don't think we'll be ran through and bombed like them, but the blacks get the same treatment. I mean, they kind of act like them if you kind of look at them, how they're celebrating terrorism and everything.
Yeah. Interesting, man. I appreciate the call there, William.
I appreciate you guys. And, hey, William's older. This is my birthday today, too, man.
Oh, really? Happy birthday. Right on.
Thank you very much.
Gen X.
But shout out to Artie Art. I see you out there, Rick from Maine and David from McCalla and all the surfer boys out there and people that's born in the 1960s. We still ruling this. We still in charge. And Trump 2024.
Indeed. We're still rolling. Thanks, man.
That's right.
Take care.
But just ask them, James, what do they want?
All right.
If you want the Israelis to leave the area, it's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
Talk to you later, James.
All right, man. Take care.
All right.
William in California. Whew. You know, it's Monday, but it's kind of like Sunday continued. We had a great monologue from JLP in the first hour here on the Jesse Lee Peterson Network, on JLP Network. He talked about what is your boomerang? And it was interesting. Church yesterday was awesome. So I thought, even though it's Monday, I like this one band called Soul Junk, or rapper, white Christian rapper. It's sort of supposedly avant-garde hip-hop from the early 2000s, plus or minus. And I don't know, I thought I might have seen the word trip-hop before. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But this track is entitled Buzzards. It's a Christian song by a Christian artist. Maybe he's a liberal. Probably. It is music. So this is Soul Junk, Soul-Junk. Buzzards from the 2003 album 1958. I hope you enjoy it, you musical Philistines. I'll be right back for hour 2. But here it is, Buzzards by Soul Junk. Hang tight.
Nobody to alert you, was it? The thirsty saw the buzzards and wondered what the party was for. More flustered by the lovers trading faces, the cathode oasis, the crop dusty devils with lust on all levels. The bluster of the whirlwind, hustlers and merlins who whip up a smoke screen, steam stream the girls and mirage the eyes, trust the dodge, cut the mustard, the flirt with the liquid dessert, the dirt custard. Massager was a visitation, taste the basement, mouth full of sand and you still smell complacent. The teen spirit drips and they love to take sips, but it goes down dry as the fuzz on hand lips. Use the Game Boys, hammer in hand, a joystick, building temple arcade with pomade and bear whips, grizzly slick as grease pigs with the Velveeta wigs, and away with the talent to make them stay strip. Gave the slip to the couch jockeys, remote control with the soul of air hockey. You can't touch it, there's a bucket in the well, but the gears unzip, and they can't get H2O to a sinking ship, and the hot wind skips across the Sahara dunes, and you can still hit the jackpot, still shoot the moon, but that gold can't buy you much more than a tune. And your parched throats will crack if they don't drink soon. You can play with the vultures and pray to the goons, and that stew is your culture syrup, sit in the spoon, kill time before time kills you. It's high noon, your whole kingdom for a drop, but it just don't stop. You go on like the wanderer, and move around more mansions of distraction. It's new ground, but the song and the sound still remain the same. You can't quench thirst by just changing its name, and it's a shame cause the water ain't hard to find, but they hire the same guides and those guys is blind. And it's a shame cause the water ain't hard to find, and it's a shame cause the water ain't hard to find.
Well, thank you guys for bearing with me through the beautiful Soul Junk music. Was that too loud? Press 2 if that was a touch too loud. Or a lot too loud. Press 3 if it was a touch quiet. Turn it down, way down. This stinks, Hake. And you said the S-U-C-K-S word. Don't say that word, kids. Unless your parents let you, I guess. But be judicious with your use of that word. Don't be throwing that word around too much. Autistic music. Volume was good, says Spoiler Alert. Thank you, man. Hake not putting enough time into music. No, I love Soul Junk, man. They were my favorite when I was in college in my last year or so. And it's a shame because the water ain't hard to find. It's a shame. The water ain't hard to find. Guys, let me read some super chats that have come in. Evil is still real. I've always wondered how stupid you would have to be to say something like the car idled at 70 miles per hour. Now I know. Hake level stupid. Host tard approaching chat tard level. Indeed. I literally would let off the brake pedal and the car would lurch forward, and not the cars, but the drivers of the cars that I was trying to right turn onto a highway, would look at me funny because it looked like I lurched forward. But no, I just let off I was literally idling. I didn't even have to touch the gas at 70 miles per hour. I did not make that up. And I may indeed be stupid, but that was indeed what was happening. It was some Kiwis rented that car and were driving around the country, and then they came by my area and picked me up. I took them down to Disneyland, and then we drove up to the Pacific Northwest to Seattle. We drove all the way to Seattle in that car, camped in one spot. Kind of fun. So I may be stupid, but that is a true story. Idling at 70 miles an hour. As considered, idling meaning I wasn't pressing the gas. You guys probably, some of you who do know cars would know what the issue was, but we didn't know, and we just went with it. Crazy. The King of Graduates, great Fallen State episode. I see, thank you. Yeah, the Fallen State was kind of fun. Hope y'all dress up for Halloween. Whatever, man. Mays Tony William, born in the same month, he asks. Whatever. Being enlightened till I rise says, kind of reminds me of Beck, but even less understandable. Yeah, a lot of it was poetic, metaphoric, similes, and I don't understand those. Some of that stuff goes over my head. You can still hit the jackpot, still shoot the moon, but that gold can't buy you much more than a tomb. Nice. Glenn Galloway. He now does like Singing Serpent or something like that. He does like music for advertising or something. Gregatron, thank you for the support, man. My goodness. Amazing Asia bought a coffee on Friday. I didn't get to this. Sort of late on Friday, but it wasn't that late. I am remiss. Amazing Asia bought a coffee on Friday saying, hey, Hake, my family and I are going on a swamp tour. Not in D.C., in New Orleans. New Orleans. For my birthday. Birthday hat, confetti, and emoji. You know that thing that you blow and it goes... Anyway, I'm not listening to your show until later, but I'd figured I'd buy you a coffee. CAWFEE. Anyway, have a great day. Have a great day, guys! Hake voice. Thank you. Amazing Asia. My goodness. Huge, long coffee. Okay, so I need to adjust my profile to be more like JLP's profile, because a rule for the super chatters, keep it pithy. Keep them pithy. Pithy means short. That means short. Thanks. Thanks, emoji. Bum, bum, bum. I'm updating my thing. Thanks. Check out thehakereport.com/show. Okay, so you got to keep your super chats pithy, and this is not a pithy super chat. Constructive criticism. Unban the viewers who disagree with you just because you can't take offense. Oh, so this guy's making a false accusation. Thinks that I'm banning the viewers who disagree with me just because I can't take offense. Meaning he thinks that I can't handle being offended. I've been offended many times by Nugget Man, and I've never banned him, to my knowledge. And who else ever? Maybe Artie Art threatened to tear my pocket out. White P over in D Live offended me, but he's not banned. So that's a false accusation. I don't know if White P ever did anything. Also, don't keep being abused by so-called fans like Doom Jesus and CJ, also known as Evil is Still Real. They're embarrassing you more than your actual enemies. Whatever, Doom Jesus is funny. And he all he does is type in caps. I hardly ever even read his chats. He He doesn't do super chats, to my knowledge. That's shy people like me call it hate dollars. Doom Jesus doesn't give super chats. Evil is still real. Is a loving person according to him. All right? And you give me hate dollars because you hate me. Photos, Cash App photos, I have Cash App photos, are horrible. Cash App, James Anton Hake. Yeah, I do have a Cash App. I don't check it for super chats. So if you're giving me a Cash App expecting it to be a super chat, don't. Okay? You can give me a Cash App if you want to support me, if you want to send a message to me, I guess. I may eventually see it. Let me check my Cash App. I do have a Cash App, but I don't use it for super chats. It's not helpful for me for super chats. Latin A gave me one. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oops. And she gave me another one. For why do you say chola this week? That was September 15th, over a month ago. I think I mentioned chola because of that IG mom. You know, the IG mom who hugged her son, her high school football son, with her legs. She looked kind of like a chola, and I'm still not convinced she wasn't a chola. But no, that doesn't count as a super chat. I appreciate the support, Latin A. Forever see my chat comments from Latin A in Cali. Thank you, Latin A. Don't worry, your pretty little head. Nice. Stop making pink shirts for men. I made a pink shirt that women can wear. Women wear T-shirts that can fit either men or women because some women, I will have you know, don't need these form-fitting women-type T-shirts. They can wear these normal, all-person T-shirts like this T-shirt. A woman could wear it, okay? And men can wear pink, I guess. Men do wear pink. You love money. You don't know me. Never have sales to get more cash. Actually, there's a permanent sale. That's foolish. But yeah, I have like a permanent 15% off, which that's more than even I can afford, supposedly. Do not get on YouTube with ashy, scabby feet like you did on the Fallen State. The internet is forever. Ashy, white people are not ashy, I will have you know. White people, and they weren't that dry. So you're imagining things. But I did have a scab on my toe, and that's why I had the flip-flops on the Fallen State. Yes, indeed. Honest question, do you think I bully you? Stop calling me a hater. You are a hater. I watch Bond because it's like watching the Titanic sink. Whatever. It's a train wreck. Shout out to Frederick, Mr. Mad, Seasal, JS Urban Adventures, even the worst moderator ever, Lord Baby 42. I'll never understand why you choose hatred over love. No, I'm choosing love. That's back at you. This is a extended super chat. If I were tough like other men, I would not read a super chat that's too long. But, there could be some value here. Challenge for this entire week, can you try being nice during your show and in the chats? I'm like too nice. Sorry for the long super chat. No, you're not. Do not sacrifice your show on Wednesdays. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, dislike the video. Anyway, you guys know who that's from. Unban, you coward. That's not going to get me to unban you. You've shown yourself to be too much of a messy snake who believes mess and lies, terrible lies, and is willing to spread them in like you're openly an enemy. So, no, I'm not going to let you back on. Not at this point. Unless you apologize to everyone and mean it. And you're going to have a hard time convincing me that you mean it. But anyway, thank you guys for the super chats. I think that's all of them. I wonder if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Anybody was able to follow that. Okay, ISIS children. It's crazy. I wonder if we're going to see more of this mess. ISIS children terrorists, 2015 flashback. And there are children being taught hate. I feel like I saw a video of like Palestinian children being taught these terrible things about the Israeli people. And I'm sure some Israeli people are taught terrible things about the other people. And some of us in America are taught that there's racism, and racists are the worst thing there is. Nothing worse than racism. So that's anti-human propaganda, pro-hatred propaganda. Hate the racist? I'm sorry. We should be spreading love. Doom Jesus says, James should be sending me super chats for just showing up here. Nice. Shout out to Doom Jesus. So check out these pictures. Hassan, I have pictures of ISIS children, I think, in the folder. ISIS kids. This is from 2015. ISIS child terrorists throwback. May of 2015, specifically. With the apprehension of these two spies, and it has an ISIS fighter man, and a little ISIS boy with kind of long hair, wearing a form-fitted sort of lightweight jacket and pants. Well, obviously pants, but camouflage pants. And the ISIS terrorist next to him has this big beard that you can see the bottom of it. And the kid looks kind of awesome. His sleeves are pushed up a little bit. And it looks like he's holding a gun. I disavow that. And he has a wristwatch. And has a cold look in his eyes. He's being trained. And the next one, he's pointing a gun at some two alleged spies. This is an ISIS video. So this just kind of a screen. What is that thing called? Look at that terrible thing. And I don't show the actual stuff. I don't think that they even showed in the ISIS video him actually shooting these people. Crazy, huh? So kind of slideshow. That's the word I was looking for. Indeed, Allah has gifted the Islamic State's security agency. By Allah's grace, we are now in custody of lion cubs of the Khalifa, whatever that is. Look at this little boy. I'm presuming that's a boy. Looks kind of Asian, Caucasian, something. Arab, a little bit. Look at that. Terrible. And then they have other little children marching with their weapons. Oh, that's the same boy. With other little boys wearing beanies and carrying their guns. This was an ISIS propaganda video. And ISIS propaganda is meant to, inspire other people to join them. And kid looks Mongoloid because he's Hazara, maybe, says Greenwall. Yeah, sort of Mongolian. A little bit Asian, a little bit white, a little bit Arab, maybe. So he's diverse. He's ambiguous, like American Anchor Baby and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. They've completed lessons in the Quran. Where did you find that one? I didn't see that. Oh, there it is. Yeah. They've completed lessons in the Quran, which is the Quran. I spell it Koran. They spell it Qur, accent or apostrophe, A-N. Tajweed and the Arabic language. They will move to do physical and military training. Little boys, we had the presidential physical fitness test when we were in school. Look at this cute little baby toddler in ISIS things. I think that's a toy gun. Right? That's a toy gun. This is like a full-blown little baby. I'm smiling like I'm amused, but that's just cute. Okay? That's cute. Right now I'm training in the camp. I will be the one who slaughters you, O Kufar. I will be Mujahid. Inshallah, which means God willing, something like that. Inshallah means if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. I will be something. Crazy, huh? Show the last if there are any other ones in that folder there, Hassan, and we'll be done with this. Look at them. Crazy. And this is, although it's somewhat disturbing because they're teaching them to be ISIS fighters, and we disavow ISIS. ISIS, as Bill O'Reilly said, is evil. ISIS is evil. It was anyway. Trump took care of them. But now under Biden, we have more terrorism and more war mess. Biden, not a man of peace, I will have you know. Trump, a man of peace, yes. Peace and authority and mutual benefit for all. Biden, not so. Like Obama before him and Hillary Clinton, the co-founders of ISIS. Trump said that Obama and Hillary were the co-founders of ISIS. I think that came from them arming ISIS, because they armed ISIS. I think Israel even armed ISIS, because ISIS did not target Israelis. ISIS targeted mainly other Muslims who weren't like them. And then they also executed Westerners, cutting off their heads and stuff. And Jordanian pilot. Crazy. Cute terrorism, says Bill the Butcher. That baby isn't practicing weapons safety. So that's the story, man. This is more effective propaganda than the LGBT mess that they push on the Western children. So-called Western children. That's also evil. Cute, you're an idiot, says Wayne's over there in the YouTube chat. No, I mean, children are cute. Okay, I will have you know. There's the mama evil. This is like the father evil, I guess. Is that the father evil? I said on American Anchor Baby show several episodes back that Islam is like passionate, angry, and into sex in the afterlife. 72 virgins, allegedly, according to what we're told, right? And according to even, I almost said American Anchor Baby, even according to JLP's The Muslim Lantern guest, Muhammad Ali. Not Muhammad. Muhammad Ali. He talked about, you can have whatever you want in heaven after you die. Whatever your heart desires, you can have it. And is thinking about the S word. What? And then, so that's Islam. Anger, revenge, all that stuff. And then Judaism is like sort of mama, apparently. A lot of mama spirit in that, among them. So the Muslims, at least present day, kind of vicious, victim-minded. And then Jewish people kind of mama, emotional. And they're into like the S word here on earth. And some kind of degenerate. And also emotional. And victim-minded. And then the Christianity, well, nowadays the Christians are sort of victim-minded and turning mama too. They used to be more taking vengeance and manly sometimes. But Christianity, real Christianity is just right. Rising above emotions and sex and all that stuff. Neither emotional mama nor angry and violent. Don't forget greedy Hake, LOL. I disavow that. They are not greedy. I disavow that trope. So Christianity just right, like Goldilocks. It's just right. Supposed to be anyway. But no, nowadays we've been turned very unchristian. So that's not right. What a mess. What a mess. Some Hake chat, guys. Some Hake chat. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. Nugget Man said, you know how I say, who cares? Who cares, honestly, about what's going on over there? It has nothing to do with us. I know that there are the powers that be that want it to, that will bring the problem to us. The so-called worldly powers that be will bring the problem to us, bringing in refugees and all that stuff, and sending men to fight maybe, or getting us involved in a war, or inviting terror attacks, or inviting acts of war against us and all that stuff. Yeah, I get that that can happen. But what can we even do about it? What can we do? What can you do by knowing about it and worrying about it? I say, who cares? The people who pretend like they care, who are all caught up in arms, those ladies who are worrying their pretty little heads, they don't actually care. I mean, they don't, not with any wisdom, you know, where they're going to actually make a difference for what's right on either side or any side. Nugget Man said, I think it was Nugget Man, said, spoken like a typical true childless 40-something-year-old. Because I have heard that there are men and ladies, of course, who have children, who suddenly they think about the future. They get in their heads about the future for their children. And they get very concerned about politics. And meanwhile, most of us who are childless, you know, Macron probably doesn't have any children, right? Trudeau is abusing his daughters. He's raising them, abusing in the sense of raising them to be feminists. Sophie and I are proud feminists. I think he has son and daughters. But Angela Merkel, no children. She was the former head of Germany. How embarrassing, Germany. How far you've fallen that you had a woman, a childless woman. I get that there is something to you don't have any children, so you just leave the world a mess. You're a liberal, you don't care about, your priorities are a mess. Oh, selfish and caught up in fake, false values. I get that, Nugget Man. Or whoever said this to me or about me. Me saying, who cares? I don't care. Who cares? It's a fair point, but a heads up to those parents who are all concerned about the world for their children, or those who don't want to become parents because I don't want to bring a child into this evil world. Like the world outside is more evil than you are to your own children, right? You're the first one who exposes evil to your child. You're the first one who does an injustice against the child and sets the child up to be unprepared, ill-prepared to handle the evil of the world, you know? But your worry is not going to help the child. You're going to hurt the child with your worry. And you're caring in the wrong way. Nugget Man may care in the right way, of course. I'm not picking on him. Shout out to Nugget Man. Is he there? Did Hitler have kids? I don't know. That's a fair question. Macron has 3 stepchildren. Oh, he does? Are they older than him? Isn't that interesting, though? What can you even do? You can keep your children at home and homeschool them. You can allow them some freedom to discover stuff on their own. You can, I don't know, your children, but worrying about the Israel-Hamas thing or whatever, all politics. As Mike Cernovich said on the Fallen State with Jesse Lee Peterson several years ago, what you focus on seems important to you, when in reality, it's not that important. Just a fair warning to those caught up in politics and mess. Hitler had 9 children. Get it? 9 means no. No! Right on. Right on. I was wondering if that was the guy I blocked on Facebook. The Skype number, Wayne, if you wanted to call in, Wayne, I blocked him on Facebook, yeah, because he was a mess. He was starting to fall into he was turning into JC level degeneracy, sick stuff. But anyway, it's 888-775-3773. Put a 1 in front of it. 1-888-775-3773. It's the same number as if you're in the States. From Skype, you just hit those numbers and you can call into the radio shows. The Jesse Lee Peterson Show, The Hake Report, American Anchor Baby for the Monday through Thursday show, Joel Friday TV, 1-888-775-3773. And it's free via Skype from overseas. Nice. Some more Hake chats. So that was an interesting. Isn't that a fair point about parents being all a little? They're worried about their children. They're in their heads about the future, and it's meanwhile they're doing all kinds of evil to their children, unknowingly, or sometimes knowingly. They're distracted. Okay, check this out. Yeah, Kilo Alpha Tango. It's called Who Cares, right? I disavow Hake's projections. I forget what that was about. Hake needs to start releasing shorts of JLP news segments on his own channel. Yeah, that would be I don't know if that would be good. Bakersfield is Mexican hell, says Seven Sons. Bakersfield is where that somewhat evil, Rhino Kevin McCarthy, former speaker in name only, is from. Kevin McCarthy. Paxlovid didn't do nothing. Take your zinc supplements, folks, says Free Spirit. Yeah. You know, Paxlovid, there's a China virus medication that is going to be spiking, doubling, quintupling, whatever. Increasing 5 times as expensive. From like $500 to $2,500. So the China virus is coming back, guys. It's coming back. Be warned. Okay? Be warned. Let me give you, before I get to calls, you can call in 1-888-775-3773. Show this marriage history 1885 screenshot in the main folder there. One man, one woman. I saw this. This was in my screenshots from 2015. I was perusing. Family values. 1 Corinthians 7:2 from the Apostle Paul, the true apostle. Let each man have his own wife. One man, one woman. Or, you know, as Paul said, in some cases, better not to marry. But some people have some strength, some others. One man, one woman. Wow, the lights are blinking. Crazy. Stuff okay over here? Is that okay? No. Everything is blinking. Out here, too. Wow. Hake, overpowering. Hang on. Okay. In 1885 Utah Territory case of Murphy versus Ramsey, the U.S. Supreme Court recognized the fundamental importance of the traditional institution of marriage. Every person has a husband or who has a husband or wife living and marries another is guilty of polygamy shall be punished. Certainly no legislation can be supposed... Oh, clicking and everything. Can you guys hear me? Press 1 if it seems pretty normal to you guys. Press 2 if it's awful. Press 3 if it's a little iffy, but you think it's okay. We got lights blinking. I'm hearing clicking. I don't know if you guys can even tell. I guess turn off the AC for now. And close the vent. Reduce, reuse, save power. Certainly no legislation can be supposed more wholesome and necessary in the founding of a free, self-governing commonwealth fit to take his rank as this coordinate of the states of union, and that which seeks to establish it on it the basis of the idea of the family, as consisting in and springing from the union of life for one man and one woman in the holy estate of matrimony, the sure foundation of all that is stable. You know, stable families make a stable society. stable men, stable women. Ever heard of a stable woman? I've heard of unstable women and unstable males, men. Whew. Coming from unstable parents. All that is stable and noble in our civilization. Now they want to destigmatize mental illness. And they're spreading mental illness with their evil propaganda. Worse than ISIS, honestly. Maybe. The best guarantee of that reverent morality, which is the source of all beneficent progress in social and political improvement. Isn't that a interesting commentary? I can't believe that they even had to say it. It's kind of like the 10 Amendments. The first 10 Amendments, the Bill of Rights. I heard when I was growing up that the Bill of Rights was considered unnecessary and shouldn't even be said. Shouldn't even have to be said. Because you establish it, then it can be taken away. Interesting, huh? What a mess. Anyway, let me get to calls. John from Kentucky. Kentucky John on the line. What's up, John in Kentucky? How you doing?
Everything's well. I'm good.
Nice.
Man, I was listening to Jesse this morning. You was reading your super chat. And why do you feel like you need to lie for Trump, man, when Trump tells us such a blatant lie?
Lie for Trump? You think I feel like I need to lie for Trump?
Yeah, man, you know that lady was Trump's lawyer.
I don't know that.
You said you don't know that.
Right.
So it's part of being a Christian, like playing dumb when it's convenient for you.
You think I'm playing dumb when I say I don't know that?
Yes. So is Rudy Giuliani his lawyer?
I know Trump. I know that Rudy Giuliani was Trump's personal lawyer.
But you don't know if Sidney Powell was ever on his lawyer's team, his lawyer team.
Right. I don't know that she was like this paid member of the team. She was accepted as part of the team. I grant you that she was accepted as part of the team for a second there. But that doesn't mean that she was on the payroll. She was doing it because she believed in it. And she was a prominent lawyer, so they let her be on stage with them. I don't know that if Trump said that she was never his lawyer, then why would Trump lie about that?
You see how much energy it takes for you to try to back Trump to the death, right?
No, it doesn't take much energy. I just naturally have energy from the Lord.
You can still support Trump and say, "Oh yeah, he lied this time." You can do that.
But how do I know that he lied? Do I know his payrolls? How do I know that he lied?
How do you know anybody else lied, Hake?
Because they're saying something that I know not to be true. I don't know it not to be true that she was never his lawyer.
Man, it's so obvious. It's so obvious.
How is it obvious?
It's obvious, man. She was on TV every minute of the day at some point in time.
Right, I remember that.
When she first came out.
Yeah, I remember that. And
she was representing Trump. She was representing Trump.
She was in favor of the Trump campaign.
She was representing Trump.
I don't know that. Now you're making up stuff because
you need to go back and watch all them videos.
I watched all the videos. I remember her. I was promoting her. I said that she doesn't seem like when she was saying stuff that seemed a little nutty. I was like, I don't think of her as a nutcase because she was on the Jason Lee Peterson show.
She said a lot of nutty stuff
in 2014. Maybe she did turn nutty because there were other lawyers whom I thought that I liked who said nutty things and they went off the deep end and they got all up in their egos. And she is a woman. She might be, she might be worrying her pretty little head about stuff and jumping to false conclusions like you're doing right now.
No, man.
Yeah, you're jumping to false conclusions.
You can't get me to lie. I'm going off what I saw in the past, and then it's just, how Trump is.
Just because she was on TV a lot, that doesn't mean that she was for Trump. I have somebody who, you want to hear from Joe from Phoenix? He has an answer for you.
Well, I'll listen to him because he's pretty smart, but I don't know if I can go back and forth with him. But go ahead.
Well, okay, I'll bring him on and let me know before you hang up because I don't like hearing that click. If you don't mind. Joe in Phoenix, Arizona.
I like you hearing the click.
All right. Joe in Phoenix, Arizona, you're live with Hake and Kentucky John.
Good morning, Kentucky John. Good morning, Hake.
Hey.
Kentucky John, you're 100%. You're 100% right. The reason why Trump is saying she wasn't his lawyer, James, is because if you saw on Friday, Sidney Powell pleaded guilty in the Georgia case.
So some misdemeanors, right?
She was charged with felonies, but she pleaded guilty to misdemeanors because they had knocked him down to get her testimony against Trump. So she's flipping on him the same way Cheesebro is.
We'll see. So, we'll see if she flipped on him. But yeah, that's why. That's the occasion of him saying that. But he also praised her for doing great work. He didn't say, "Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about." He may start doing that. But he said that she did great work for. Hold on. She did great work for General Flynn, who was governmentally abused. So she's done good work in the past. She's an American icon on some level. Even this is Hake saying this about a woman. Well, I learned that from pro-woman Cernovich.
You're defending Trump. Well, hey,
I'm defending her too, but you don't. You're claiming that she was.
I'm about to hang up. You want the click or not?
Okay, see you later, John, in Kentucky. Thank you, man. Joe in Phoenix, do you know her to have been on Trump's payroll?
Let's go back to...
Answer that first before you go back. Yes or no? Do you know her to be on Trump's payroll?
Yes.
You know that she was on Trump's payroll?
Absolutely.
Oh. And your proof?
In fact, on his campaign payroll as well. So
and
personally and on the campaign.
Oh, yep. She was on both his payroll and the campaign payroll, or one or the other?
She was on both.
She was on both. And where's your proof for that? What's your source? Source, bro?
Yeah, okay.
Source?
The flipping has already happened.
Source?
James. That was part of her deal.
Joe, source?
James, there's no source I can name that she won't immediately try to tear apart.
Well, then name it and try me.
Trump himself, he said so.
Trump said that she was on his payroll?
Yeah.
When?
Let's see, September 17th of 2021. I don't know what date, James.
Okay, because I remember that Trump promoted her as being on his team. He named her in a tweet I saw in November of 2020.
November 14th, 2020, yeah.
Yeah, but that was not...
Powell
he never said that...
to our wonderful lawyers and representatives.
Did that say that she was on his payroll?
Added to our wonderful
team.
Lawyers. Yeah.
Yeah, our team. But does that mean that she's on his payroll?
Who else would be paying?
Or you jump into...
She doesn't work for free.
How do you know? How do you know she wasn't working pro bono?
Okay, James.
How do you know she wasn't working pro bono?
Gymnastics. How do you know she was?
I don't. You're the one making the claim. I didn't make... To my knowledge, I have no knowledge of her being on the payroll. And you claim to know knowledge because Trump himself allegedly said it, but you just made an assumption based on him tweeting that she was on the team.
No assumption. She was doing the work for him, and that's why she had to cop her plea.
She was on his payroll and the Trump campaign payroll, according to Joe from Phoenix, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Sloppy thinking, Joe from Phoenix.
His own words.
His own words, but you didn't say payroll.
You want to run for them? Go ahead, James.
You're the one running. But you said payroll. He didn't say payroll. It sounds like an assumption to me.
The flipping already happened, James. The flipping already happened as part of her testimony. She flipped on him, allegedly. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's already happened as part of her plea deal.
Did she betray Trump?
Betray? I can't say for sure, but I know she's given her testimony against Trump.
Yeah.
What that looks like, I'm not sure.
Right. About Trump, not necessarily against him.
They would not have...
Come on, Hake, you're just talking yourself into believing Trump. I'm just saying, why would you even... Well, I'm reacting to the chat, and I'll let you continue, Joe. I'm reacting to the chat. Like, how about leaving it blank? Leaving it as I don't know, because you guys are making the assumptions that she was paid by him, that she was his lawyer. So it doesn't even matter. So it's dumb. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
No, it matters because both Powell and Cheeseburger had a stop flipped on them. And that's extremely bad news for Trump because that's how these cases are won by the prosecutor.
Ooh, I'm scared. Trump is scared.
Trump is scared. He's actually even saying now in some of his rallies that he's going to jail for, the MAGA nation.
He said that?
He did.
Nice. Based President Trump.
Based jailmate is gone.
Hey, many a good man has gone to jail. The Apostle Paul went to jail, and Peter too, I think, went to jail.
Please don't compare them to Trump.
How not? They're both Christian. They're all Christian men, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I can't say for sure, but I'm willing to bet Apostle Paul didn't sleep with a porn star when his wife was home with a newborn.
You don't know that. You don't even know that to be the case. You're just making an assumption because you're a dirty gossiper.
It was ruled in court, buddy. Not me.
Ruled in court is having happened, according to you. Court doesn't mean anything. As I just told you, many a man has gone to prison unjustly because ruled in kangaroo courts. So it doesn't mean anything.
Court takes evidence, and no Bill the Butcher Trump can't pardon himself.
And why would you repeat?
It's a state case, not a federal case.
Whatever. I didn't hear what you said, but it doesn't sound like it mattered.
I was reading the chat, and Bill the Butcher said that Trump can pardon himself, and no, he can't pardon himself in the Georgia case or the New York case because those are state cases, not federal cases, and the president can only pardon on federal.
Okay. Whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't care about that. Why do you care about this?
I care because I like to see criminals pay for their crimes, and Trump is going to prison.
Lord. You're calling Trump a criminal?
91 felonies, James. You want to put your head in the sand?
Oh, my goodness.
91 felonies.
You fell for that?
It's not falling, James. It's the fact. It's reality. And I know you believe all thoughts are lies because you're a leader. I've told you that. But
that has nothing to do with this 91 felonies.
91 felonies. Yeah.
And he's been convicted of 91 felonies?
The trials haven't even started yet, James.
So then why are you believing them to be true? And you have no knowledge of the situation.
All I said was 91 felony indictments is all I said.
No, you didn't say indictments. You said 91 felonies.
Yes, 91 felony indictments.
No, you didn't say indictments. You said felonies like you believe it.
I did not say that he was guilty of 91 felonies. I said 91 felony indictments.
So then why did you bring up felonies if you weren't saying he was guilty?
Because they are felony indictments. That's why.
That doesn't mean anything. You called him a criminal based on nothing, based on accusations.
Well, he was found guilty of sexual assault. So
no, that's not a crime. That was a civil case. Now you're being a liar.
No, stop. Listen.
You're being a liar. You called him a criminal, and then you made an excuse.
The civil part was the money, James.
Right.
Based on a criminal act, based on a criminal act, yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about. But there was a low standard of proof. There was no proof. You believe that nutty woman who said, I think rape is sexy. People think rape is sexy. You believe that nutty woman? Well, she was right about that part.
The judge did. That's all that matters.
The judge doesn't matter. Judges are liberals.
Oh, it matters, all right, because...
your dog is smarter than you.
Trump is going to pay a whole lot of money because he can't keep his mouth shut either, which is fantastic.
Do you believe that gal?
Doesn't matter if I believe him. The judge and the jury did.
No, do you believe the gal?
Doesn't matter if I did. The judge and the jury did.
It matters to me. It matters to me, Joe. Do you believe the gal?
I don't know her, so I can't say yes or no.
Okay. That's very judicious. How come you can't be judicious about Sidney Powell never having been Trump's lawyer, according to him?
Because the evidence is abundant that she was.
But you just said that Trump is a liar. But you just said Trump is a liar, and you based it on his tweet.
Trump lies almost all the time.
So then how did you know that he wasn't lying about Sidney Powell being on his team?
There's no reason for him to lie then.
What reason is there for him to lie about Sidney Powell never having been on his team?
Because she's flipping on him now, so he's trying to distance himself from her.
Of course, because she was pretty well distanced from him pretty early on in the election fight. Do you remember that?
According to who?
According to the whole mainstream media, they distanced themselves from her.
You don't trust the mainstream media, James. Why are you trusting them now?
Because we saw them distancing. You don't remember them distancing from her when she made the claims about Dominion machines?
The Kraken stuff, you mean?
Do you remember? Yeah, the Kraken stuff. Do you remember them distancing themselves from her?
The Trump group? No.
I remember them. Hake logic, LOL, lots of laughs. I know we're using silly logic against each other about lies and belief and all that stuff. But yeah, if you're that ignorant, if you're that into what's going on, you would have remembered.
Okay, James.
You would have remembered them distancing
I'm the ignorant
themselves from
one, sure, James. Well, that's funny, but I will have the last laugh because Trump is going to prison. So we'll sit back and watch and see what happens. Because
you think Trump going to prison is the last thing that's going to happen in your life?
It's not important to my life at all. Again,
you said you're going to have the last laugh.
The last laugh, yeah.
If Trump goes to prison, that's not the last thing that's going to happen. So you're not going to have the last laugh.
It's just a saying, James. It means
I know, but it's irrelevant.
In this particular conversation, I will be proven right.
I never said that Trump wasn't going to prison. You're making the claim that he is. I don't care. If he does, that's just going to prove my side even more. Because it's political persecution.
You will never admit you're wrong, even when the truth is staring you in the face.
I admit when I'm wrong when I know that I'm wrong.
So Trump going to jail wouldn't be a factor for you.
It wouldn't. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Wow. Just wow.
Wow.
Okay.
What am I saying that would make me wrong about Trump or anything if he were to go to prison?
Because you'd be still supporting if that happens, a convicted felon.
Many people support convicted felons because they feel that their cause is just.
Well, James, with the 4 cases, the truth will come out, or at least the evidence will come out, but whether you choose to believe it or not.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see how you react. So,
nice.
Anyway, have a good day, James.
You too, Joe in Phoenix, Arizona. Art in Ohio on the line. What's up, Art? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Hank?
Hey, fine. How about you?
Man, I'm all right. To Joe or whatnot, I want his dog, man. I want his dog. I don't feel comfortable with that Trump supporting dog to be in his house, man.
Are you a better master than Joe in Phoenix?
Clearly the dog is like, I heard the dog when he was barking and saying what he was saying. The dog was saying, Joe, get off the phone and take me out. You ain't hearing when he said that?
I don't speak dog.
Well, I do. The dog was saying, hey, I didn't tell him to call. I don't know what made him call with his liberal self. That's what the dog said.
Yeah. Trump will be a shot caller. Trump will be a shot caller, says Jim Bro Slice. Yeah, as JLP said, he'll be president of the prison.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
But he ain't going there or whatnot. I just heard that dog or whatnot speaking. I'm like, that's a very smart dog. I said, that's a Trump-supporting dog back there in the background barking or whatnot.
Nice.
I bet Joe better be making sure he eating this. You know how them liberals is, man. They'll cancel you in a minute. He probably don't cancel the poor dog and everything. We're going to get that dog out that house, man.
Nice.
We got to call up and get the dog out. But I'll catch you later, Hank. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Art. Appreciate you. Art in Ohio. I got to get to some more Super Chats before we close out here. JC from Little Rock, Arkansas, a graduate. I'm not a hater. Just because you make it a habit to be a liar doesn't mean I am. And I'll apologize when you apologize for being cruel, rude, and not giving grace. I promise you, surprisingly, I do not hate you. I strongly dislike you. What's the difference between strong dislike and hate? Because you're bad for America. You deserve to be hated, but for some reason I don't, you lost soul. I've got more love for you than you think. Shout out to Chad Rawls and Wayne, and he doxes this person's last name. JC level degeneracy. If being mean to me makes you happy, then continue on. Amusing. Sources, bro? I need those sources, man, says being enlightened till I rise. Yeah, I source broed. I never asked for sources. But I don't remember him claiming to have, or Sidney Powell being reported that Sidney Powell was on his payroll. Laughing faces emoji. How do these somewhat well-to-do males look at the state of the country and not stand with Trump. Straight face emoji. Almost Asian. Shout out to the Asians. I don't care if that man is running the country from jail. I'm still voting for him. He would still do a better job, says Being Enlightened Till I Rise. And remember, I played that billionaire guy from Sri Lanka, not India. I was wrong. I thought he was from India. He's from Sri Lanka. Chamath something. He was a Hillary supporter, Obama supporter, I think. And he said, oh, we didn't like the messenger, but he was right. Trump was right about so many things. Yep. And yes, clear-thinking people can tell. I mentioned Eric Prince last week, Friday, of Blackwater. He was on some other podcast, a competitor's podcast, relatively recently. And I mentioned it, I think, on Friday. And he's like, in answer to the question, Eric Prince, why are you not running for president in 2024? He said, it's Trump's turn, man. And he said it more with authority than that, right? And more officialness. He didn't say man. Hake, being all casual. He said, basically, Trump is the man for the job. He's tested. It's still his turn. He needs to go back and finish what he started. And he's right. He's right. Yeah. Serious people support Trump. And unserious people also support Trump. No, not you, Siri. Go away. I hate you. Don't hate kids. Not even Siri. The King of Graduates on Rumble. Your shows get better when you're frustrated. I don't know how I let you hurt my feelings. But you succeeded today. You're a great person, James. Eye roll emoji, tears coming out emojis. Thanks for making me cry. Aw. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just saying it as I see it, man. Okay, and I think that's all for these super chats. Sweet. Fake heroines. Shall we get to this? Last little... Oh, yeah, thank you. Spoiler alert. 6 enemies of big government combating cartels, the Ukraine wars. If you go to thehakereport.com, I will be posting... I try to post tips that Spoiler Alert shares in the chat on on a little tips section on my post for each day. FYI, you can go to thehakereport.com, and it's in my episodes summaries, and I'll put it there. Okay, but check this. In praise of midlife heroines in film and fiction. This is from Far Left Pocket and Lit Hub. This generation of women refuses to put up and shut up because they've reached a certain age. You know how women, once they get kind of over the hill, unless they're really talented actresses, or female actors, they, people move on from them. They're not used anymore. Because we like pretty young ladies, pretty little ladies. We shallow people. Whatever. Sometimes we'll use an old woman for a role, a supporting role. When America Ferrera launched into that monologue toward the end of the Barbie movie, some woman named America Ferrera was in the Barbie movie. I did not see it. Did you see it, Hassan? You ever saw Barbie? Was it good? Recommend it?
I did not see it.
Oh, you were excited about it at one point.
I was, very. That and
the atomic bomb movie.
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
You saw that one too, or no?
No.
Wow. Falling down on the job.
I didn't have the stamina to sit.
Okay. Had to take care of Sandy.
Yeah. Well, I think Oppenheimer was almost 4 hours long.
Oh.
So.
Wow. And then Barbie's not that long, right?
That's true. So I don't know what my excuse is for that.
Maybe it looks too girly. The pink turned you away eventually. He's too manly. Well, as an iconic speech delivered by a woman on the cusp of 40, Ferrera's character Gloria was a new breed of midlife heroines emerging in film. Women packing These women are packing more significant life experience and stepping outside of the spaces assigned to them. They've had enough of the bogus speech. Actually, they spell out the BS word. Not the bogus speech one, the vulgar one. Women writing cuss words. Fran Littlewood, shame on you. In LitHub, far-left extremist Pocket article. Or Pocket curated article. It is literally impossible to be a woman. Calm down, women. Be quiet. But you're not going to listen to me. Don't worry your pretty little head about other people's propping you up. It is glorious to watch these midlife characters, big names in big films, finally allowing their rage to blossom and explode. See, they're encouraging women to be angry and petty and all into their egos about mess. About mess. You don't need to be... There was this old Asian woman, not that old, but older, who played like a superheroine in some movie relatively recently. And they're all excited and proud about that. And it's just kissing up to them to make them feel better as they get old and they've like wasted their life. And then they're even more wasting their life on shallow ego achievement. In your older age, you're supposed to have already accomplished stuff in your younger age when you're full of ego. And you're supposed to realize it doesn't matter that much. And then you can do more stuff like President Trump. President Trump. Or as a lady, be quiet. Be quiet. But President Trump, living the cushy life, he could have just skated off into the sunset. But no, he loves the country. There's no doubt, as the guy I mentioned before, Eric Prince, E-R-I-K, Prince, brother to Betsy DeVos, if I'm not mistaken, Trump's edumomification secretary. There's no doubt that Trump loves the country. And I don't see Trump as even having an ego. But these women... Stop it, GMG Jim. These women are all crazy and into that mess. And into like this, oh, I want to be a star and on the big screen and in the forefront. We can't even stand looking at you. President should be like 45 or something. Not edging toward the grave, says Matthew. Yeah, but Trump doesn't seem like he's edging toward the grave so much. I get that he's overweight, but he doesn't seem all old and crotchety like and feeble like Biden. Even though Biden is fairly fit on some level, he seems out of it. Anyway, guys, this has been the Hake Report. Calm down, ladies and gentlemen. Relax. Being enlightened till I rise says, Beta! He is a monthly supporter. Thank you, man. Guys, it's Monday. Everybody loves Mondays. Make sure you catch American Anchor Baby in a minute. Here is Good Morning by Butterflies. Bullfrogs and Butterflies. I hope you enjoy it. It's a kid's song. Children's song. Adios, America. Bye.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're feeling fine. The sun is just above the hill. Another day for us to fill with all the things we love to do. Oh, can't you hear? It's calling you. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're feeling fine. Come on and get up, get out of bed. You gotta get up your sleepyhead. The day is dawning just for you, and all your dreams are coming true. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine.
Bye.